Creamer Media in Johannesburg, this is the Real Economy Report. The South African National Space Agency, or Sansa, started operations in April last year, and so is approaching the end of its first year. Keith Campbell reports.
Sansa absorbed the already existing Satellite Application Center and the Hermanus Magnetic Observatory. The space agency now comprises 4 divisions, namely Space Operations, Earth Observation, Space Science and Space Engineering. Sansa CEO Dr. Sandile Malinga reports on the achievements of the agency in its first year.
We achieved to do a number of things in terms of our core functions. I could mention just a few of those. The imagery that we've collected in excess of about 4,000 scenes this year, and we're hoping to increase that number going forward in the next financial year to about 4,200 to about 4,500. In terms of the distribution of data, which is the important thing, the data that we collect, we need to distribute it to our partners as well as our stakeholders, science councils, municipalities, agriculture and other people who apply the satellite imagery. We've managed to distribute about 40,000 scenes, and we want to continue along those lines going forward in the coming years. Coming to science, we've also done well, both in terms of the projects that we've undertaken, one of which is to monitor the space environment, to understand space weather, how it affects communication, navigation, as well as power distribution. We have published a number of research papers as well as training of students. Altogether, we have about 24 students in our programs. About 15 of those are at the master's and PhD level. And then another area of success for us has been in our space operations, where we have supported in excess of about 17 satellite launches, including the recent NASA Mars Science Lab, which will be landing on Mars, hopefully, around August, to get a better understanding of whether Mars did support or does support life in space at the moment. And this is a very important mission, the first high-precision landing on Mars, and so we believe that our contribution is key to the success of that mission. There are others that we've supported in the course of the year. We've also undertaken a number of capacity building programs in the year, from Tiger, looking at water, COSPA, looking at surface characterization, and another one is IRI, looking at atmospheric characterization. And so Sansa has been very busy in the course of its first year.
Other news making headlines this week: government planning and infrastructure are seen as key growth drivers, and Mercedes-Benz and Mercita co-fund a technical learnership to help reduce the skills dearth. That's Creamer Media's Real Economy Report. Join us again next week for more news and insights into South Africa's real economy. In the prevailing context where economic growth will be harder to generate and global competition will intensify as nationalism grows, governments will have to play more strident roles in planning for and supporting economic expansion initiatives, says a leading international economist.
Message number 1, economic growth is going to be much harder to generate. No doubt about it. And there are a lot of reasons for that. The shifting nature of economic power away from the advanced economies, the nature of Chinese demand, which is different, right? Chinese are not importing consumer goods, they're importing raw materials. That has implications for the rest of the world. Most of the advanced economies are producing less than they could. They're inside their potential growth pattern. So economic growth will be harder to generate.
The scarcity of appropriately skilled technicians in the automotive sector has spurred Mercedes-Benz South Africa to extend its involvement in the training of technicians by initiating a technical learnership at St. Anthony's Education Centre in Boksburg.
We've done many of these co-sponsored programs. We've also done one with Mercedes South Africa in East London, together with a college there called Buffalo City College. But it's the first one we've done in the Gauteng region, and in particular in an impoverished community such as Regenpark. Part of our target is to get to more the impoverished communities. We're looking at getting more young black learners in particular females. So we want to expand this program.